1, 2, 3. Okay, we are going to head out for a little ride today. I've got my Cardo voice recording going. I've got the camera going. So we are going to stick this in my pocket. We're going to open the door. Let's get the light turned off. All right. We're going to do a ride impressions here. Kawasaki Versys 650. Here we go. We're going to actually ride over to the Fond du Lac area. All right, let's get on board the Versys 650. Easy to get on and off for me. Got a full tank of fuel. I like how fast this fires up. All you have to do is touch the button. Touch that starter button right there, and boy, it comes to life almost immediately. I like letting it just warm up here for a minute before we take off. Mirrors are... One thing about the mirrors on this bike, I think they're really fantastic. They are not fuzzy, and they're just outside far enough where I see a little bit of my shoulder, but they work out great. Okay, let's get rolling. Almost 20 miles an hour before I'm shifting. The road is closed that way, so we're gonna head this way. Shifting on the bike is just so positive. The engine revs really quickly. Really happy there between 3,000, 5,000 RPM. Right at the speed limit. At 45 miles an hour, fifth gear, 3,800 RPM. Very happy there. Bike sure feels great. You're in an upright riding position. Right, we're going to move over just a pinch here for that dump truck. "17-inch tires on this machine really make it super handling, steering. Really nice in that regard. Actually, just a was in the air this morning, kind of a mist. Wasn't anticipating that. Expected to get sunny here in 2 hours. That'll be nice. It did cool off a lot. It is. Let me check the side air temp. 7 degrees. Yesterday it was in the mid-80s. Toggle on this bike, you can toggle between the outside air temp and the cool, which is nice. I usually leave the temp on just so I can see air. Not quite warmed up to its yet, showing 131. Okay, a little bit more about the bike. As we've got 412 miles on it. Was kind of the brakes to start off with. Dual discs, plenty of stopping power. I can just tell you after owning many bikes that the Versys 650 It starts off with, it's fun to ride, okay? Accelerates, great. And then let's see here, gear, 6th gear, 58 miles an hour at 200 RPM. It's pretty darn happy there. There's 60 miles an hour at about 4,300 RPM. Could ride all day. I was not anticipating misty conditions. Something else. I'm going to take a right here. Okay. I could think, until I know this is clear off, I'm gonna head back to the garage. Missed the way. Work going on. Yeah, I think you can see the drops on the windscreen. I did upgrade the windscreen from the stock screen, pretty good, to this National Cycle screen, and it gives me a lot more protection. Looks like they're putting in some gas line here. Alright, back to the bike. Yes, the Versys, fun to ride, shifts great, it's got good brakes. Mileage, let me give you a little bit on that. There's average speed, total time, battery. Okay. Here's my average over the 414 miles. I've averaged 57.3. 57.3. How about that, huh? I do like having the range meter. Got 212 miles left on this tank. And it runs on regular 87 octane. Alright, we got some walkers here. We'll be careful. Very nimble, turning, curves. Haven't had a chance to ride a Versys 50. I think it's a really underrated motorcycle. You don't hear too much about it, but if you're looking to add maybe a second bike, or maybe you're just looking for something that'll keep you entertained for a long time, this is one you should go test ride. I anticipate keeping this bike for a while. Got about 68 horsepower, plenty. I'm in third gear. I've just given it a little bit of throttle and it just maintains. Oh, right up that hill. Beautiful. Doing some landscape work here. We'll be for that. Alright, I think we'll head into Elkhart Lake. There's one errand I want to run. Over to throttle stop. Check in on there. Just really fun acceleration. Okay, one more walker. Let's. Alright, well, I hope this has given you at least a good idea of some of the things related to riding the Versys. Great seating position, great brakes, fun, acceleration, great fuel mileage, adjustable windscreen, hand guards, included luggage. What more do you want? No cruise control, but that's okay. Do want to make some longer trips. Kawasaki did a great job of designing the dash and offering some accessories. So you've got a spot, a knockout to the left for a plug. You've got another knockout next to that for you want to add additional auxiliary lights. And over here on the right, they've got a knockout designed to add some USB ports. So really, it's all set up. If you want to add all those things and make this your primary riding bike, you can do it. Alright, let's stop in the parking lot here and just double check. Make sure Cardo is recording properly. We've got a perfect spot right here. See how we're doing. Here are some of the top takeaways from my ride impressions with the Kawasaki 650 LT, the Versys. And right off the get-go, it's how fast this bike starts. And what I mean by that is when you hit that starter button, this engine comes to life almost instantly. It's great. It's probably the fastest starting bike of any of the bikes I have in the garage here, so pretty cool. The Versys 650 has a very comfortable riding position. So for me, 32-inch inseam, I'm upright, and then when I come to a stop, feet are flat on the ground. Cornering and handling are just terrific with the Kawasaki Versys 650. The chassis has been around for a long time, and they've tweaked it. 17-inch tires make it really nice, quick steering. Overall wind protection is good. The stock screen that came with it is adequate, though I wanted a little bit more, so I added the National Cycle V-Stream windscreen. But the rest of the fairing and the bodywork is really good, and it keeps definitely a little bit of wind off your lower torso. The engine on this bike is a parallel twin. It's quick revving, and what I mean by that is it gets up to 4,000, 5,000 RPM much faster than you think it would. But it's not like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? It's got a really good sound, it feels good, and it's just a really nice motor. Well, isn't it great to have strong fuel mileage? And on the Kawasaki 650 Versys, for the first 400 miles, I was averaging between 56 and 57 miles a gallon, which is just great, and it takes regular unleaded fuel. Shifting this bike is very solid, it's positive, you know when it shifts, there are no false neutrals. And to help me get it into neutral when I come to a stop is with just a little bit of upward pressure, roll the bike forward just a pinch and it pops right into neutral. So it's a really good transmission. Lastly, the Kawasaki Versys 650 is just a really fun bike to ride. And isn't that the characteristic that we're all after once we get a bike and we ride it? Some are more fun to ride than others. And for me, all these things that come together, from the ride position, the revvy engine, the handling, it all comes together on this bike for sure. So thanks for tuning in today to watch this episode. Really appreciate that. Thanks to all the subscribers that are out there to Mark's Garage. And as always, and until next time, take care.